Hi, everyone. This is Ifeoma Odolami, immigration attorney from the Odolami Law Firm. At the Odolami Law Firm, we fight for fellow immigrants and make your American dream a reality. So I'm going to wait for people to come on, but I have a really great topic. And I decided to talk about this because I got a lot of consultations because regarding this issue. So I felt that this was a calling for me to address this because there are a lot of people who are having this problem and they don't know what to do. And so if you're one of them or you know somebody who has the problem I'm going to discuss, share this video with them and you may really, really make a difference in somebody's life, right? So our law firm is located in New Jersey, but we serve clients in all 50 states because immigration is federal law. So, today, what I want to talk about is abuse, extreme cruelty, right? Are you married to a US citizen or a green card holder who's basically using the fact that they have filed for you as a leverage, threatening you, threatening you that they're not going to show up for the interview, threatening you that they're going to divorce you? Do they make you feel like you have to walk on eggshells around them, right? Are you afraid to speak your mind because they're going to tell you, you know what, it's my petition, I'm not going to do this for you, or I'm going to call ICE, I'm going to call immigration, I'm going to tell them it's a fake marriage? Or do they threaten to call the police and say nobody's going to believe you because they are citizens or green card holders and you are not? So I got a lot of people calling this past week, right? In terrible, terrible, terrible marriages, right? It wasn't they were not marriages with physical abuse, but they were marriages with emotional, psychological, financial abuse, really horrible stuff. And then this horrible, horrible marriage because they feel that they need to wait it out. They need to just hang in there until they get their green card. They felt that they didn't have a choice. So I'm here today to tell you that you do have a choice. You must know this. You must tell your friends this. They have a choice. If you're married to a US citizen or a green card holder and they're threatening you or treating you badly, you have a choice. You can do one of several things. Now, if you have already gotten a green card, like a conditional green card, and you have to remove the conditions and your relationship is not working anymore, you can still self petition. You can go, and I'll tell you how you can do this. So if you're married to a US citizen and the marriage is less than 2 years, what USCIS will give you is a conditional green card, which means that um, by the second anniversary of the green card, which is by the time you've had the green card for 2 years, you're required to remove the conditions with your spouse 90 days before, right? But sometimes you get into this relationship and it doesn't work out. So what do you do? Well, there are exceptions. There are waivers. That's what they're called. They're for waivers, right? So it doesn't matter if you've already filed jointly with your spouse and then the relationship is not working out anymore. You can still use the waivers. Or you just got married to them and they're already showing that, treating you badly. There's no requirement that you have to be married to them for a certain amount of time before you can file the waiver. As a matter of fact, by the time you're required to remove the waiver, if 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 the relationship is so it's deteriorated, you're not feeling, they're not treating you well, you can remove the waiver on your own on under something called extreme the waiver of extreme cruelty or physical abuse. So what that tells you is that if your spouse is not treating you right, either hitting you physically or psychologically abusing you, you can remove that condition on your own. And your spouse doesn't have to get involved. Your spouse doesn't have to know. USCIS is not going to tell them anything. If you decide you want to stay with a spouse and continue to live with them until you get your paperwork together, you can do that, and you can still self-petition. That's what it's called. You're removing the waiver on your own. But they don't need to know that you can continue to live with them until you get, you're more comfortable. Because sometimes people stay in bad relationships because there are many factors. It could be financial, maybe, or you're not able to, step out on your own immediately, or you have children and you're worried about how it's going to impact them. So there's no requirement that you be with a person, or you divorce the person, or that you separate. This decision is totally yours. So if you decide that you want to file a waiver based on extreme cruelty or physical abuse, you can do that, staying with your spouse or leaving them. If you decide that you want to use the waiver of a divorce, you can do that too. You can file a divorce. And then when you file the divorce, you don't have to show anything except that it was a legitimate marriage, that it was a real marriage, that when you and your spouse entered the marriage, it was you entered into it for real, for the purpose of living together, not for immigration purposes. So there's a third waiver if the spouse, the American or green card citizen spouse, were to pass away. You can also get your papers through that waiver. And if there's the fourth waiver is extreme hardship, like if you're from a country such as Ukraine that's going through war and you can't return, you can use that waiver. That's an example of an extreme hardship. You can't go back to that country, so you want to use extreme hardship, the extreme hardship waiver to stay here. So this, what I've just discussed, is what you would do if you already have a green card and you're trying to remove your conditions from the green card so that you can get your permanent green card, which is 10 years. Now, if you didn't have the green card, you never had a green card at all, but you're married to a US citizen or green card holder, you can still self-petition and get your green card without your spouse being involved through a process called VAWA. VAWA stands for Violence Against Women's Act. And I hate that VAWA acronym because it gives people the impression that it's only for women, and it's not. VAWA is for men, VAWA is for women, VAWA is for children. VAWA is also for parents of US citizens who are 21 and above who are being treated badly by their US citizen children. So if you're in this position as well, where you're being treated badly, it doesn't matter that you haven't received your green card. You can still file a VAWA petition and self-petition to get your green card. If you filed and you were denied, sometimes the US citizen or green card spouse goes in there, goes for the interview and tries to sabotage you, or they don't even show up for the interview, which creates a denial because it's their petition. You can still file for VAWA. All right. So basically, I'm looking at the comments. I'm here to tell you that you should not fret. It takes courage to make the first step to free yourself from a hostile domestic situation. But once you do it, you'll feel so much better. And for those who are filing under VAWA, guess what? You get a work permit, which allows you to become financially independent. You get advanced parole, which allows you to travel, see family members. Maybe your children are out of the country, you can see them, So there are ways for you to get your papers without torturing yourself, without being in an abusive situation, because some of these situations are really, really, really bad. And nobody, least of all, the United States government expects you to be in a bad relationship just because you need to get a green card, okay? There are ways out of that. So let me say hello to people who are signed in. Hi, Linda. How are you? Good morning. Hi, Jose. I'm doing really, really well. How are you, Jose? Thank you for joining. So let's talk about some of the abuse that people face when they're in marital relationships, right? And I have found out that some people don't even know that they're being abused because either maybe it's a behavior that they witnessed when they were growing up, or maybe in the country they're from, that behavior is normal. That's the way maybe a man is treated, or that's the way a woman is treated. So they don't think it's abuse, right? For instance, I find that there's a lot of financial abuse, right? Where women are demanding, things from them, demanding that they pay for this, they give them this, otherwise I'm not going to file your paperwork. Or you have a joint account and your spouse is going in there, taking money from there, running you on the red, right? Or you have a spouse who knows that you're going to need to show financial commingling, and won't open a joint account with you because they really don't want to give you a strong case. They want to maintain control, right? Or you have a spouse who is forcing you to go to work and refusing to work, or you have a spouse who is refusing to let you go to school because they think that if you go to school and better yourself, you're going to leave them. Or you have a spouse who's calling your office, embarrassing you in front of your colleagues, right? Causing you to lose your job, or you have a spouse who keeps you up all night and you can't get to work on time because you're exhausted, you know. So I find there's a lot of financial abuse directed towards men who feel that, well, I'm the man, I have to be the one providing. If she wants this, I have to give it to her. And that's not true, you know. So you need to know that there are different types of abuse, and just because you don't realize that you're being abused does not mean you're not being abused, right? So it's always a good idea to have a consultation with a lawyer who specializes in VAWA, because I have even found out that some attorneys that don't specialize in VAWA think that you don't have a VAWA case, or you don't have a case for extreme abuse or cruelty if you don't have a police report. That's not true. Okay, the immigration laws recognize abuse that's emotional, name calling, control, not allowing you to see your family members, not allowing you to speak your language, um, destroying your documents, hiding stuff from you, abusing your pet, abusing your children. That's all a type of abuse. Dropping you off in isolated areas when they know you can't find your way back, or threatening to call the authorities to tell them that you don't have any papers, right? Or, what else? Forcing you to engage in sexual behavior that you don't want to engage in, shaming you, telling you that you're not good enough, So sometimes it's not just the combination of the behavior is enough to rise to the level of emotional cruelty. Hi, Clark. How are you? Nice to see you. It's been a while, hasn't it? So I came in here real quickly because I wanted to give somebody hope. You can get your green card, okay? Don't be afraid. Make the first step. Schedule a consultation. Let's analyze your case and decide if you can qualify for one of these reliefs that's out there. There's so many of them, but you don't know unless you talk to somebody who does a lot of this type of work. All right. So please, share this video with your friends, family. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button or the like button so that when I come on, you get notification, because I have a lot of good stuff to share this month of April. Okay. Let's see. So that will be it for now. If you have any questions, I'm looking at my comment section. I want to answer questions. You guys come to my DM, ask me questions. This is a good time to ask me questions and I'll respond to them. Okay. I will try to come in as much as I can during the week so that I can give more information, because the more you know, the better you're able to help yourself. I'm an immigrant. I know what I went through, and it wasn't fun. Back then we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have lawyers out there telling us, giving us information, giving us hope. And so I want you guys to know what the situation is. I want you to to know what is available for you. So Wills, hi Wills. Will says, what state are you in? Wills, I'm in New Jersey, but I have clients from all 50 states because immigration law is federal law. So a lot of my clients are from California, Indianapolis, Maryland. So we're here to assist you with whatever your immigration need is, as long as it's family based. Okay. So that's really all I have for today. So if I don't have any more questions, I will sign off. But I'll be back on Monday, maybe even over the weekend. Who knows? I may be back if I'm called to say something, to give message to somebody who might be waiting to hear something. I will come back again. But otherwise, you guys have a great weekend and take care.